right, back at it again. Today we're going to discuss whether or not the gym is intimidating. I think it's one of the things that when people particularly walk into our style of gym, it's mainly free weights, barbells, it feels like intimidating, and I think I can understand that, but I'm also hurt by the fact that there's been a very large gym whose entire marketing campaign was feeding on the insecurities of people through the idea of you shouldn't be intimidated when you walk into a gym and you should feel comfortable all the time. And I don't think that's something that is particularly good. I think it's also one of those things that maybe intimidation is born out of uncertainty, and you not knowing what to do when you walk into place is why we're here.
Right.
And I think that intimidation then extends to the other people who are working out when you see, I don't know what I'm doing, and all these people know what they're doing, I don't belong here. When in reality, we're here to help you become the people who understand what they're doing.
Right.
I don't know, have you experienced intimidation, or were you ever, let's start with that, were you ever intimidated by the gym?
Not our gym in general. It was.
Yeah, when you came here, how many years into your working out career were you?
Okay, for example, in that case, then I've jumped around to a lot of gyms.
The first time you ever went to a gym?
Yeah, so first time I ever went to a gym would have to be a high school gym. And even that's automatically, I walked in, tiniest guy in the world, in my opinion, and it was a weights and fitness class, and at least 70-80% of the other people that were in there were either playing a sport regularly, who had type of weight training involved, and this was just like an extracurricular thing, or they were just a larger individual. So that was one of those things. And seeing all the equipment that I've never heard of, or seeing equipment that I just never even ventured on that side of the gym kind of thing. When I say intimidating on that factor, I could see that being a quick way to categorize that, but it was more along the lines for me. It was overwhelming and more than it was
overwhelming.
Yeah, so I didn't know where to begin.
Right.
And I guess I approached it as, okay, I'm walking to a large area. I don't know where to start. Is there like a path I'm supposed to follow and things like that? So I've been to places before where they have it set up to where if you follow this row of machines, it's actually a circuit that was designed. Or if you follow this entire path of the gym, by the time you get done, you finished 2 weeks worth of working out. If you do it each day, a certain spot, which that was it was confusing, but it was also a cool concept for people who just wanted to almost put headphones on and disappear and having a laid out form, but go here, go here, go here, you're good to go kind of thing. But again, that goes back to the idea of why we're here.
Yeah, you were guided through that path.
Yeah, right? So it's if we're here to and basically be a light in a dark room, which I tell a lot of people, that's all I really am.
That. Yeah.
Is that you need the insight of where or what things are going on around you, but in order to get out of that dark room, you have to physically do the work. But you have the directional guide aside with you, which is what we're doing, to get to the next room or whatever the case is in that aspect. So for me, it was especially when I first came here, I came from one of those more I wouldn't say uppity gym, but it was very
like the spa and the pool.
Yeah,
and
it's almost
there,
a lot of things. It was cool to have those kind of amenities, but at the same time, I didn't use a single one of them, and it got to the point where I was like, man, I kind of feel like I'm paying for stuff for someone else to be able to use. That's really what it came down to. So when I first came here, and then seeing everything as basically like a giant adult playground, where all the toys that I actually would use or would like to learn to use were there in front of me, and there were no smoke and mirrors of the extra amenities to go along with it. There was no selling of we have a training pool, we have a sauna, we have a spa, there's this nutrition smoothie bar that's ran occasionally by someone here. So that helped me really determine that I want to be here because I'm coming here for a reason to train and not just to socialize.
Right.
It's not a place that I just check in as a Facebook status.
It still took time for you to say, to see all this stuff. You went into the gym, right? and you had all this stuff available to you. And then it was only after working out that you figured out, like, oh, I don't need any of this additional stuff. What I need is the fundamentals, the weights, the progression, the structure.
Coaching,
right?
A guidance, essentially, So, and that's really what it is. Like, again, I'm different from other people too as well. Like, everyone's different. There's some people who really look forward to going to places that have those extra amenities.
Yeah, you go for it. Right? Yeah, you go for the sauna, you go for the pool.
Right. Sure, and I don't think they're bad, but again, for me, it didn't, unless I absolutely needed to use the sauna or the heating pool or anything like that, for therapeutic reasons that I was told by someone of a more medical profession that then. I would never, went to that direction. So I don't think they're bad to have them. I just think that if you're really going to a place like that, then
I think you didn't need it.
Yeah, I didn't need it, but you should utilize it if you are there, because what's the point of paying for it if you're not? But
well, it's weird. It's because so if you're intimidated by a gym, or you're having this barrier to getting into a place. My thought is it then becomes education. Like, you just need to learn what to do here, and you'll get it. Not to say that those places don't have their benefits, but I think we're in a bit of a weird place where people for the most part are starting to understand that you need some sort of guidance while you're working out, and that's benefiting a lot of people, and they're getting into gyms like ours where they have all that back end support, but there's still people who walk in and they're used to the idea of, well, where's all the extra stuff, and everybody knows what they're doing. Oh, this isn't the place for me.
Right.
But I really just want to tell those people, you got to understand that all those people who know what they're doing have already been through the process that you were about to embark upon.
Right, exactly.
And that is neither bad nor good. That is just where your start point is. And you need to get through that hurdle, and we're here to help you through every step of the way. And I mean, and that goes, I say us because that's the way our gym's structured, but that goes for any time you go into a gym. And that's you ask anybody who's in here now, or in a freeway, more intent on training gym, ask any of them, and nobody's going to say, oh, I'm really glad I took that 2, 3, 4, 5 year gap in my training where I just piddled around at the other gym. Everybody thinks, man, if only I could have gotten in here sooner.
Yeah.
And I think to myself, how much better it would have been. I wish I had the knowledge that I have now, and on everything.
How much cliche as that is, that's
how much better would it have been if I were able to start in a place like this, where I was a blank slate, learning technique, learning form from the beginning, instead of taking that. I mean, back in high school when I first got into the gym, it was dumbbell curls and bench press, because that's what all the big guys were doing.
Oh, yeah, exactly,
I didn't touch anything else, right? But how much stronger and more capable I could have been from learning basic squat mechanics from somebody who knew what they were doing. And I think that's the beauty of the day and age we're in, is we have the access to the information, and it's grown so much that we have learned enough to be able to educate that properly to people, instead of no offense to the high school coach, but instead of the high school coach put the bar on your back and do it. Right? It's no, there's some technique, there's some fundamentals you need to learn about.
Right.
And and it's funny because I think that in and of itself can be intimidating, where, there's so much to learn and I don't want to do it. It's another kind of barrier to entry as you get into the gym, right? But it's just, to me, it feels like, and maybe, I don't know, we've been in this too long, maybe you feel the same way, where it's being intimidated by it is just so far out of my realm of experience now, right?
Yeah.
And I know you're still taking one-on-one clients, so I think that's a little bit maybe easier to bring people into it. But it's man, all these people are in here, they love and they're passionate about, and they want to talk about their training, how to help people. We got people, someone's doing something on set, one of the other members is going to be have you thought about it this way? Check out what I do, and talk about it and help.
Yeah, that's what I do love about it. That's one of my biggest selling points when it comes to this gym, is that people walk in and the first thing they see is, there could be someone training for a competition coming up in a couple weeks, so they're about to go intense on a PR mode or like a super high RPE, and then you got a person right next to them who's literally learning how to use the bar correctly, being coached at a time, and I always tell them, I said, the funny thing is that athlete over there who's going gung-ho right now was in the same position, like you said, as the one next to him who's learning how to use the bar, and the best part about that is he or she has had some type of assistance or engaged in the camaraderie of the gym with others who literally didn't size anyone up, didn't sit there and act as if, like, well, this is my place, you're going to go by my rules, or, like, we do these this way when I'm in here. Like, the atmosphere doesn't change when an individual comes in, which is a good thing about it. Mm-hmm. It doesn't take a different form. It becomes the same all the way around, and it's even more welcoming when the mass majority you see is even more welcoming to a new member. I've seen plenty of members in here gone up to newies and literally like, oh yeah, I'm doing this type of training. So, I was working on this program, now I'm doing this. Like, the coaches are great because they're able to adapt with us and allow us to really explore our options. And I think that's another big selling point, is that the difference between training and working out.
100%.
Is that there's a reason why we're going this direction. There's a reason why we're improving these certain movement patterns and things like that, as opposed to, okay, well, it's day one, chest day, or what is it? Monday's always International Chest Day.
Exactly.
What I mean? And
you're sharing in the same body part. Like, people, it's not, you might be doing legs one day, but it's like you start to be, or somebody's doing chest, one person's doing legs, but you start to, oh yeah, my chest day was yesterday, dude. Good luck, and it's like you start to kind of.
You can relate at that point.
Yeah, you relate with each other in the training and how it's structured. And I mean, that's, we don't call it working, we call it training, because you're working towards an end goal, right? And you have the process that you need to go through, and then you have the back end, you have the coaching helping you get to that, and then you have the community that's all here with you.
Yeah, and it's cool because the community actually, like, relates to, if they've had certain, similar issues or similar training, they've reached out to, people who are newer on those things. It's like, yeah, when I had this experience, it makes it even more of a backyard feel, going to.
We're all hanging out.
Yeah, it's, at the end of the day, we're all in the same boat, but we're also not being uptight as if I can't, help someone out, or I can't have a conversation with someone while I'm in the gym. So I think when it comes out of gym intimidation, that's a huge thing, because it sometimes drives people away who
would exactly benefit from it.
Exactly. Their first impression is, oh wow, like, there's a lot of people who are already in shape. It's probably going to be that way at 90% of every gym you go to. So
we're coming up on the end here anyway, but I'm sure this is going to probably become a multi-episode topic. But is gym intimidation real? I'm biased, but I have to say no. I think it's your fear of uncertainty, insecurity. Those are all things that are real. Mm-hmm. But there's nobody in here, in any gym that I've ever been in, that I have felt outside judgment on. And I'm sure it happens. But I don't think it's something that should be amped as high as it is, and should definitely not be marketed as a thing.
Oh, there we go.
That's what really grinds my gears. You know what I mean? Is like you're playing on people's insecurities to benefit yourself, and like everybody should feel comfortable in a space, but that shouldn't be because your fear of others judging you.
There's places like the place you're referring to before with how they promote, like, and they have the same type of gym intimidation there. It's just it's not as
Well, it's funny. I always tell people it's the no judgment zone. Then if I go in there to do heavy deadlifts and drop my weight, I will be judged immediately. Yeah. But I thought it was a no judgment zone.
Right.
So
a lot of weird protocols to it. And it's at the end of the day, man. Do you want to be somewhere where you're regulated? Yeah. On what you're capable of doing.
Yeah. Do you want a cap on what your potential is? No.
Yeah.
Set me loose. I'm a peacock, Captain.
Yeah. Plain and simple. I think that's what it is. When it comes down to it, are you looking more for being capped at a certain area, or are you wanting to go somewhere where your potential can continuously grow and continuously evolve, like the fitness world as it is, because the human body evolves constantly. So why would you want to already cap it by going somewhere that says, well, hey, we kind of don't allow that, you could probably do something similar, but you still there has to be a protocol about it. So
I like that. We'll wrap it up on that one. We'll see if we'll probably turn this into a multi one, but let us know how you dealt with intimidation. If you ever were intimidated, as always, be sure to like, comment, subscribe. Thanks for watching, guys.
Oh yeah.